Ah, what a nice night of sleep that was.
Huh. No, it wasn't.
Um, yes, it was.
No, you're tired. You need more sleep.
But I slept 8 hours.
You are still sleepy.
I don't wanna.
Too bad. Sleep.
I'm gonna make some tea. I'm just gonna let it cool for a bit so I can drink it a bit later. Uh-oh.
Haha. Bringo. Skirt, skirt.
So, uh, I have an autoimmune disease.
Uh, Yuki? What's an autoimmune disease? And is it contagious?
Good question. No, it's not contagious. It's when the body attacks itself. You see, the white blood cells be stupid and attack the healthy cells for no good reason. Of course, there are different types of autoimmune diseases and everyone deals with them differently. This is my story and how I dealt/deal with it. The one I have is called rheumatoid arthritis, RA for short. It affects the joints. Most common areas are the hands and feet. And it can affect some organs like the skin, eyes, lungs, and heart in severe cases. Inflamed joints are swollen and warm, and this means damage, and it's very painful. Common symptoms can be fatigue, brain fog, physical deformities, fevers, and others not listed. These are the ones that affect me the most. Here's a picture of my hands. I have more deformities in my left hand than my right, but my right hand has lost quite a bit of mobility in my wrist. Joints can become very stiff sometimes, especially when we use them a lot. Oh, and it's also incurable, but it can be suppressed. Stop fighting me! I was first diagnosed with JRA, which is juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, when I was 5 years old. My mom noticed I had trouble opening the door one day and she saw two of my fingers had a swollen joint. She then asked me if I smashed my fingers somewhere. I said no. Afterwards, she immediately scheduled an appointment with my doctor. After going to that appointment, we got referred to a rheumatologist who was located 4 hours away. From then on, I would go once or twice a year to see this doctor until I was 13. To be honest, being diagnosed at such a young age, no one really taught me what it was. I heard arthritis, so I just meant old people joints. And I just had trouble bending my wrists and fingers sometimes, so I didn't think too much of it. The first signs I should have gotten that this was something more is when I was taken out of PE and made to sit in the shade all throughout class in elementary. The teachers refused to let me participate in sports, saying I wasn't allowed. And as someone who was athletic in my early childhood, I remember feeling very sad about this. Around this time, I also had constant school visits from a lady who I presume was someone to help kids with disabilities because she always brought new gadgets for me to try. I remember using pencil grips and some special scissors she gave me. She also gave me a computer type thingy in middle school to help me take notes. And I also had a laptop rented out for voice to text things. I think it was called DragonSpeak. I also remember having a hard time opening the school doors, so buttons were installed to help with that. However, I would get in trouble a lot for using them, even though I was allowed to. Eventually, I stopped using them for the fear of being yelled at. I also had to go to physical therapy every week for my hands. They would make me pick out little metal balls out of Play-Doh and do exercises so my hands wouldn't be so stiff. But I wasn't really good with keeping up with them because I had to be readmitted afterwards. Once, I could bend my hands 90 degrees and I was super excited and proud of myself. Then the next day I woke up unable to.
Too bad.
Everything was going fine until I moved on to middle school. Things there got a bit worse. I still had problems writing, so I would ask the teachers to give me notes, and I'd also use the laptop sometimes. This brought unwanted attention. Some of my other classmates would complain to my teachers a lot, saying, "My mom/dad have arthritis and they are fine, so why does she need to use that? She should write like a normal person," and would always give me a dirty look when I passed by them. I really felt alienated. After a few weeks, I would stop using everything and not ask for help again, and this was all the way through the end of high school. I remember some teachers had trouble reading my handwriting for essays, and they would ask me to rewrite it all over again, and I would. At the time, I thought the pain in my hands was going to raise up my endurance level, so it would eventually go away. When it came to transferring into high school, I told my teachers I was interested in being a flag twirler in the high school marching band, and they refused to sign me up. They all said I was going to hurt myself and I wasn't really healthy enough to participate. I again felt very sad. But in the end, my advisor did end up signing me anyways, but didn't tell me about it, so I missed my first band camp. Around this time, my last rheumatologist appointment for a while was after my first semester of high school. The doctor told us that my hands were getting worse and I would have to be placed on my first medication so it wouldn't spread to my other joints. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it might have been Humira or something similar. You know, that one medicine and the commercial with the old people and they can't move and then suddenly they're all up and about and then the side effects play in the background? Yeah, that one. My mom was given a pamphlet and was shocked at the side effects. We were worried that I wouldn't be able to do band anymore because of them. My doctor was super firm about it, but my mom refused. And so, we left. A bad decision, really. From the age of 13 to 21, I was unmonitored and unmedicated. I went through 8 years of marching band and school just like that, with hardly a care as I became used to my hand aches. However, I would regret this decision as one day I would wake up with my knee completely swollen. Everything just went downhill from there. My hands started hurting uncontrollably. I can't stand up for very long or else my knees will hurt very bad. And I'm constantly sleepy and tired. Oh, and I also forget stuff all the time. It's super duper frustrating. My career choice was also deeply affected. I wanted to become an animator or a comic book artist of some sort, and I was on my way to becoming a video game character designer. I was more than halfway for a degree in this when I crashed and burned. It hurts to do simple things now. I'm unable to play video games because it hurts to hold the controller for so long. And making breakfast can be a challenge when you can't move your wrist. And playing my instruments is out of the question as well. As I'm older, I no longer have the old rheumatologist to go back to, so I had to find a new doctor. I was eventually sent to a nurse in training to be a doctor, not a rheumatologist. She didn't believe me at first, like my entire childhood was a lie. And for some reason, they didn't have my old medical history, even though we made sure everything got transferred to this new hospital. When my blood came back positive for RA, she then finally believed and put me on Humira, which is very ironic. When that didn't work, I was moved on to Enbrel, and it wasn't doing much as well. I also hated this pen so much. Humira was easy and painless to give compared to this one. And this is when the pandemic happened. Everything stopped after being laid off my job and losing my health insurance. As of today, I'm still not in remission and I'm still looking for a new rheumatologist to see, so I'll get better sooner. And I also got my insurance back for now. Yay! So, this is it. This is my story with RA, or the gist of it. Everyone's experience is different and everyone's symptoms are as well. I know there's a lot of others who have it way worse and some that hardly feel it at all, like I did in high school. If you're someone who has an autoimmune disease and would like to share your experience, comment below. I would love to hear your story. It's also nice hearing that you're not alone while going through something like this. And also, do you have a love-hate relationship with the rain as well? And now you know why I'm unable to draw clean, as it takes hours to clean one drawing, and I have slight tremors in my wrists so my hands ruin a lot of the work I do. I also have scoliosis, so my back hurts a lot if I sit too long. Rest in peace, fan art. Also, I'm still so sorry if my art's still too messy for you. If you liked my content, please subscribe and like and comment. It would really help me out as a newbie. I may be redrawing my Sona soon, so it's easier to draw, but I really love my current outfit, so it'll be hard to let it go. Please follow any of my socials. I'll be posting more soon on them as of drawings and updates and, other stuff. My next video will be about my marching band experience throughout high school and college. Again, as always, thank you so much for making it this far too. I hope to see you again around here. See ya!